guys, it was like sticky, but I smelled it. It wasn't too bad. Hey guys, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Just Catching Up show with Bob and Gav, the show where we catch up on common life topics that we should know by now, but we don't. Bobby, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Just chilling. But you know, I think we should definitely get right into it. I know you are on vacation mode, Bobby, so I definitely want to get you on your way. But before then,
Vacay Bobby is just so you know, Vacay Bobby is like a whole different animal. Like this person is just like a new identity.
Okay.
You're just like, I'm just like, don't give a fuck anymore. I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Is your inbox, have you like scanned through your inbox or no?
No, not yet. But really? Like, Vacay Bobby wakes up and like brushes his teeth with like tequila.
Wait. Bobby, I'm looking at you right now, bro. So you got a fade. Your hair is we're both bald, man, obviously. It's beautiful. Bald is beautiful. Beard is looking tight as hell. But I got to ask you, bro, did you touch up on those eyebrows, though? Because that shit is...
Yeah, bro, my barber hits me up, lines me up everywhere.
Really? Is that a razor or is that... No, but your eyebrows.
Yeah, no, he lines up my eyebrows, too.
Damn, this dude does all the hair on the face.
Shout out to J Kid the Barber.
J Kid the Barber gets the free plug. Sponsor this podcast if you want, brother.
Bro, Fade Masters. Anyway. That's the name of his shop. Fade Masters.
Okay, so let's get into today's topic. I think you know, this is one that is currently trending. You know, in conversations probably at work, especially I think amongst our age range as well, because we are very heavy into the culture of Netflix, but and it's something that you can actually touch up on because of your actual life experience around this somewhat you call documentary. But today we're going to talk about the movie or show Crime Scene.
Yeah, and on Netflix it's about the Cecil.
Dude, fucking crazy. Okay, wait, before we talk about that, because I know we watch a lot of shows. What are you currently watching right now on Netflix? Because I got some good ones, bro.
I don't know what I'm currently watching. Throughout the pandemic, I've been cataloging all the shows that I watch because
like on an actual catalog,
like legit. Sheet? It's a. We'll put the link to this to the sheets in the description.
Wait. It's a Google Doc or is it actual like Google Sheet?
It's a Google Sheets that has it has all the shows that I've watched categorized into like just different levels of quality. So the top quality is shows and movies worth watching, and it's like in no particular order. And then I have shows that are you watch these in the background while you're doing something else like cleaning or something like that.
Wait. So I'm just getting visual here because I'm going to check this shit out. So you have actual columns with titles on it broken down by category?
Yeah.
And you formatted the shit out of it. Like it's clean. Yeah. Damn, son.
Dude, I just had to help people. I wanted to help people during the pandemic who didn't know what to watch. And
Jesus Christ. Wait. So does Kira ever reference this sheet as well? Or does she add to it? Or
these are just the shows we've watched together, so it's all
okay. Well, by all means, my guy, what shows are you watching?
So I mean, I've watched all of them already. Let me give you the categories though.
All right. Okay.
All right. So the first category: shows, movies worth watching. Okay, so that's like kind of general recommendations. These are shows like okay, you should just go watch these. Then the second category is what you watch in the background. So like it's a good show, but you know maybe you don't have to watch every episode. You just
and these are all Netflix.
Yeah, it's also color categorized by Netflix, Amazon, HBO Now.
Damn. Okay, I got it all. To be fair, I have it all. Okay. So wait. So for the people out there, you don't have cable anymore. You just do streaming.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I cut the cord like
same.
Long time ago.
Same. You know, the thing I couldn't like get used to was like how Netflix like morphed into the years, right? Because like we seen it grow into an adult like we are now, but like I always thought Netflix movies, and you could correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna go into your list and we're gonna talk about the Cecil, but Netflix is almost like the TJs of the Trader Joe's of at one point of like movies, where like the stuff that they offered was good, but it never quite hit. You know what I mean? Right? Like, like TJ's, like Trader Joe's has some really good snacks, and you're like, oh man, this looks like a good peanut butter cookie, and then you eat it and you go, it's almost there.
Yeah.
It's almost there. But I think during the pandemic, it kind of like stepped up its shit. Or even over the years before pandemic, like it's became really good to the point where you're like, wow. And they've become edgy. You're starting to see a little bit more boobies and like, you know what I mean? Like,
is that how you rate your shows? Like if they show
yes,
boobies?
I do. It's I actually have a Google Doc on just booby exposure. No.
Mr. Skin, do you run MrSkin.com?
Oh, dude, when I found out that was an actual thing because it's super bad, I was like, oh man, it's actually real. All right, so go ahead, break it down. What show?
So then there's like just documentaries and then shows that are like I started, but then like, you know, I kind of fell off. And then the last one is just embarrassing shows that like I don't really admit that I watch these shows, but yeah.
This fool puts embarrassing shows I don't really want to admit I watch, but he writes it down.
Yeah. So this category, I'm reading the thing right now. It says, yes, I admit I watched these and enjoyed them.
Yo, if you're watching this, go to our link because we're gonna put this up on our website. You can definitely fucking go and watch it. Shit, I'll go look at it, dude.
All right. So why don't I just give you some of those shows from there because I think those are the funniest ones. Go. So, The Circle. Did you ever watch that? It was like a game show with like
that's
Alexa.
the Brazilian one, right?
They made this Brazilian spin-off because the one in America did well, I guess.
Wait, is this the real one?
Like a reality show?
Yeah, it's a reality show. Yeah. What is it about again?
So it's some kind of like, I couldn't even describe it to you, but they put all these contestants in a hotel and they can only like talk to each other through an Alexa, but they could try to catfish each other to like try to win this game, and the winner, I don't know, wins money or something.
What?
Yeah, it's super like.
No, I think Crystal's watching that. Oh, she watched it.
Yeah, it's. I'm so embarrassed that I watched that show, but I watched it. I was desperate.
Okay, and so what would this fall under in your list? Like things to watch, or
this
things
is,
I'm embarrassed, or
this is
both?
Yes, I admit I watched these and I enjoyed them.
And so this is not even like background show. This is like watch. Oh wow.
No. Okay. I mean, it was a background show, but it's a background show that like I was embarrassed that I watched. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Like another one on this list is The Ranch. You ever watch that with Ashton Kutcher?
What the fuck are you talking about? What is this? A reality show or actual show?
No, it's a show. It's called The Ranch. It has Ashton Kutcher and the other guy from that '70s show.
Wow. No.
That one, I sat down and watched. Like that was kind of a background show, but it was good enough that I would just watch it too.
Interesting.
He lives on a ranch with his dad, and it's like super.
Is it like a what do you call a sitcom?
Yeah,
where it's like okay.
You ever watch that '70s show?
Of course.
Yeah, it's very much like that. Like it's got kind of a lot of the same cast. It has like just the same kind of format. It's felt the same.
Fez is not in there, right, Wilmer?
Fez is in it.
Oh damn! I gotta watch it.
Yeah, he has a small part in it where he plays this like a legal immigrant.
Oh, so basically the '70s shows again.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it was weird because like it was such a funny show, but then like it would get you sad and emotional at the same time. I'm like, bro, this is Ashton Kutcher, and I'm watching that '70s show, but like I feel like crying right now.
Has he ever been in like a serious role?
Like The Butterfly Effect?
Oh, that was fucking heavy. Okay, yeah, that's I remember that one. That was a crazy. That's good drop. Good drop. Okay.
Carry on. These allergies. I've never had allergies until I moved to Vegas.
Yeah, and I know.
I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Right. So, moving on. Let's just jump into the Cecil.
Yeah. No. Before we go, one show that I watched with my wife. It was one of those things where I think if I were on given access, it would be things that I embarrassed to watch, but I watch. Also, things that I've watched. I've learned to watch as I kept it on as background sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Crystal was watching this shit, and I would be working, and then all of a sudden, like they'll be dropping these scenes where I turn and look and go, "The fuck just happened?" And then eventually, I would just go and watch it on my own while she's at work or whatever, and then we got into it together. This show is called, I want to say it's called Behind Her Eyes. Yeah, Behind Her Eyes, bro.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Bro,
that's the one with the chick from Gone Girl.
No. What? It's a what?
It's a new one, right? It just came out.
It's very Gone Girlish. Is all I think I was saying to you guys. It's very Gone Girlish. Like,
yeah, it has the same woman too.
Twist, right? Huh?
It's the same woman. It's the woman from Gone Girl. The lead actress. She's
no. That's the girl. That's another Netflix show called I Care a Lot.
Oh,
that's
I Care a Lot.
That's
okay,
the movie that everybody was like. I think shout out to Julie Tran. She was talking about, but Behind Her Eyes is like it starts. It has Sonny Bono, not Sonny Bono from YouTube. His daughter is the main actress, and then anyway. Not gonna tell you guys the full story. A lot of twists, a lot of turns. If you love fucking Gone Girl and like just crazy, like creepy shit like that, like yeah, for sure. And it's a season. It's only one season. I'm hoping that they come up with a second season, but that shit is fire, dude. Okay. And I don't like the twists and turns and like supernatural shit. Funny we talking about Cecil. But it is one of those things where like for me, it takes a while for me to get started on this. But from the first episode on, you're like, oh, this is insane.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, this looks. Yeah, I just pulled up the description. It looks pretty interesting. Oh, and it's fire, like a show. Like every time someone's like recommends a show to me, I'm like,
yeah,
I feel like a douche, but I'm like, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
like
no, for
literally.
Sure.
When you look at my Google fucking sheets,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, I saw it.
So speaking of the Cecil, speaking of supernatural, speaking of this shit, right? Let me tell you, before we start talking about it, let me tell you how I got into the Cecil Hotel, this whole thing. And mind you, I didn't even know about Cecil Hotel or even it was called Cecil Hotel. I remember this clip, that famous clip that everybody is talking about in the Cecil, where it was like the video of the lady, and I don't know her name. Sorry, rest in peace. You can pull up her name if you can right now, but that video of her getting out of the elevator and talking to people. You remember that? You know what we're talking about, right?
Let me see. Her name is Elisa Lam.
Elisa Lam, yeah. Yes. Anyway, dude, this is how way back this goes. I saw this fucking clip on E-Bombs World. Remember that? E-Bombs World. Remember E-Bombs World?
Bro, you were still in E-Bombs World? This wasn't that long ago.
Yes, it was. It was. Wait, how long ago was that?
No, like these episodes, like the whole thing with her was like 2013-ish.
Are you sure? Oh, it was.
Because that's what made it so creepy. Was like,
yeah, but I saw it on E-Bombs World. God damn, how long was that on E-Bombs World? But hey, shout out E-Bombs World. If you're looking for podcasts, trying to get into the world of podcasts, hey, come here, okay? E-Bombs World. I was a fluent user, and I know how to navigate through that bitch. Anyway, but yeah, that clip, creepy as hell, dude. Creepy. Very creepy.
Explain to the people who haven't seen what happens in this clip.
Okay, so from my understanding, and I'm completely butchering it, and we are vulnerable here on the Just Catching Up show, but the whole premise of this story is the fact that Elisa Lam, rest in peace, from Canada, came down to LA for a holiday, and she disappeared during her holiday, and they found her body in the water tank of the Cecil Hotel. The water tank where people drink from the tap and shower. Okay. So, anyway, this, because of that, one of the things that came up of this story was the elevator camera video that came through that they released to the press. And it's of Elisa. I think it's the last known footage of her where she's clearly like, it's either she's inebriated or the video, and I don't know. I didn't fact check Netflix, but they say that the video was edited and she's talking to somebody in the elevator. Long story short, it's a video of her essentially walking out of the elevator, I think on the top floor of the Cecil where the water tank is. And it looks like she's being pulled away or even persuaded, I guess you could say. towards that route, and that's it. But she's clearly talking to somebody in the elevator the whole time.
Yeah. It's
Bro, it's 9:30 in the morning right now.
It's
and
like
I'm
one of
fucking
those like
just scared.
security cam footage, you know, like you don't know what's going on. And so that clip kind of went viral, right, back then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. On E-Bombs World.
and you know, this all kind of just like was internet fame stuff, and then eventually Netflix turned this into a documentary, like a short documentary.
So, Bobby, for the people out there that know that you lived in LA, were you in LA around this time?
So I was in LA. We lived in the building next door to the Cecil.
Okay, where is Cecil? Like in LA?
So
Is
it's
it
in downtown LA. It's on Main Street, 6th and Main, basically.
Okay.
Like one side is Skid Row, the other side is like $12 coffees. It's, you know, right on the border of anything beyond this street is Skid Row. Anything on the other side is like, okay, take your dogs for a walk. It's like, you know, arts district, very, you know, lively.
And Skid Row, for a lot of people that don't know, because I had to look this up too, Skid Row is essentially like fucking crack alley, right? Like crack alley. Alley.
There's a lot of just like homeless tents. It's like tent city, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because like they've got to go somewhere, and they all kind of just like huddled together in this area.
So Cecil, and then where you lived, because you showed me, so I seen it. Cecil, you could essentially go left the wrong way. You know, just saying, you could go left the wrong way, or you could go right the safe way.
Yeah.
So it's easy for somebody who's a tourist to like stay there and just wander. Because like they did interview a couple from the UK, and it was it's funny because like they were talking about their stay in the US, and Chris and I were just laughing because it was like they were like, man, the way their perception of the US must be so fucked up because they talked about, you know, we were walking one day and we realized that we were in like some homeless sector because there was like a shit ton of homeless people, and you know, and I was just like, damn. And so, you know, with this story in mind, like you could kind of see how it seems pretty dangerous. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. So like, I've walked down that Skid Row before because I've had to like go places, and what I'll say is that yes, it's not like a pretty picture by any means. Yeah. But it's not like anybody ever came and like harassed you or anything like that. It's like, yeah, they were probably like doing crack and like all that stuff, but they were kind of mingling
amongst their
own and with their friends and stuff. And so I never really felt like in danger, but I wouldn't try to go down that way. You know what I mean? Like I would just kind of stay away from it. But if you were there, the funniest thing is like when we drive past it, and you can tell sometimes when you're like, oh, that is a family that just came from out of town, and they are like, because they'll be standing at like, you know, the crosswalk, and they'll just be like, you know, 10 crackheads next to them, and they're just literally like fucking looking down like this, like don't want to make eye contact with anybody, and they're like holding close as a family, and like I'm like, yeah, you went down the wrong street. You should have came this way.
So before 2013, what year did you move into that apartment or condo?
I want to say like 2015, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, so you were there after this whole incident?
Yeah. I was there like right after. So the way I found out about it though, like I didn't know about Elisa Lam. I never saw the video. I didn't know anything about this, right? So when we moved in, we met some people like down the hall from us. And when I say
viewers, I'm just sorry to interrupt. Bobby lived hella close. I think your apartment complex was in the promo.
Yeah, so in the promo, you can see like on one of the wide shots, there's like it's called the PE Lofts, Pacific Electric Lofts, and it was like right next door. Yeah. And you see like these windows, they're kind of like these big curved windows. So I lived on that top floor, and literally I can see the water tank like where she fucking did her thing.
Oh, okay.
So
sorry for interrupting.
So like the way I found out about this was you know, we were talking to our neighbors and we were talking about like, oh, you know, Cecil or whatever. And they gave me this whole story about, oh, this woman died there. She was found in like the water tank.
Who told you this? Like just
My
friends?
neighbor. It was a neighbor.
Okay.
And because we were just like walking, like we have a dog park. And so I was talking to the neighbor and she gave me this whole story. And she tells me this story and like, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Like, how long ago was that? She's like, oh, like 2-3 years ago. I was like, oh, I thought you were saying like this happened like in the 80s or something. Like, you know, like one of those like old folk tales, just like, but they never like found out how she died or whatever. And I'm like, this happened like 2-3 years ago. I thought you were telling me like old folklore, like why this house is haunted or why this place is haunted.
Would the water tank be like a good like in like right there? Like say for instance you just walked outside of your condo, or like what I'm saying is like for me, whenever I see like so, like if I know like okay, my neighbor died during quarantine. Like he died in his condo 2 doors down. Oh, just fucking scaring me out just talking about this. He died in his thing in his condo. Sorry, his thing. He died in his condo 2 doors down. Crystal and I were home. And I'm getting somewhere with this. And he, you know, they didn't know he was dead, I think for a day or so. I'm butchering the story. And we realized this because there was helicopters outside. The constable came down and then the EMS came. And I'm like, dude, this is not good. I see them wheel his body out, right? And so but the problem, the thing is, he's at the end of the row where the trash chute is. So every day now, when your boy takes out the trash, I either have to go before night sundown. I'm a pussy, by the way, guys. And pussy in my terms means not to degrade any women out there. I am a scaredy cat. That's what it is. I am very much a scaredy cat. I don't watch any scary movies. This type of thing I never watched growing up. E-Bombs Row, when I saw this, I had to like erase my mind for a couple of days because I couldn't sleep thinking about this lady's last moments. But I can't, when I take out the trash, it's literally me just hurrying up, taking out the trash, putting it on the trash chute, and like speed walking back or running back. Because I'm thinking in my head that his head's going to go, no. So my question to you, bro, is when you live there, would you be able to just see the water tank in your peripheral?
Yeah.
Like how like close, like, you know what I mean?
You see it every day. So like the rooftop is where we have our little like dog park. So it's where you take your dogs out to go do their thing, and it's looking directly at the water towers.
Okay,
so I could see it pretty easily.
Jesus Christ, dude! Oh, couldn't even do that. Could not do that.
Well, here's the creepy part. So like in the documentary, the hotel's closed, right? You can't go there. You can't rent it, anything.
Wait. So it's no longer?
No. Like I think now. No. Since who knows, man? I okay. I don't know how long it's been closed, but when I lived there, like you couldn't go to the Cecil Hotel. Like it's not an open hotel anymore. It's closed down. So,
God.
The creepy part is that you would look across the hotel and I can see lights are on in these rooms. And I'm like, but I thought this hotel's closed. Like, why are there people, like, why are there lights on and why is this thing being used?
When did you see this? When did you see the lights on and stuff?
I'm just, any day I would go out, you would just see like.
Wait. So in 2015, that's my question to you. Was 2015, they were already closed?
Yeah. I think they were closed by then.
Damn.
I think right now they're trying to do like a renovation with it, with like, the new episode and everything, like the new doc that just came out.
To get people to stay there? Or?
Well, I think they're just trying to like revamp it or do something new with it.
Rebrand.
Yeah, definitely need to rebrand, bro.
How do we get this death like creepy thing off?
I know, but do you rebrand though? Because, or is that the attraction? Like, is that the people
you
that
play
are
into it? You kind of just play into it,
yeah.
right?
I would just play like, yeah, this is the Cecil. You can stay here. It's creepy.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, do you know anything about the Cecil before that?
No, never heard of it. Never knew anything about it up until these people told me this story. And then I was like, that's crazy. I bet you someday Netflix is going to make a documentary about it.
And I'm gonna put it on my sheet that I'm gonna create. No, I think because like watching the documentary and then just hearing what you're saying, like where that area is, yeah, it was saying that like that hotel prior to this incident was more of like a crack hotel where like I mean just interviewing everybody in the show was just shady as shit.
Yeah.
Like the only person that was not shady, I must say, was the nice kind Latino man that found her body. He seemed super honest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like everybody else, like the hotel manager, I don't know, man. She on something, and then like everybody else, and then just like the whole, Netflix does Netflix, right? They beef up a lot of storylines that really didn't need to be beefed up, and so like the metal singer, like I was arguing with one of our colleagues, I was like, yeah, this guy definitely did it. But just thinking about it, right? Like that hotel in general was just super like.
Dude, he's actually the metal singer guy. I feel so bad for that guy.
I think he did it.
Or you didn't finish the you haven't finished it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so that's why I know. That's how I know you didn't finish it.
Why?
Because you would feel so bad for this guy. Like
why?
Bro, he had absolutely nothing to do with it. He stayed there like 2-3 weeks before she was even there. And the video that they're posting that he did it and all that was posted like I think a year before she even stayed there. But they just tied the two and said, "Oh, this guy did it because he's creepy looking." And so
that's so fucked up.
He got like fucking hate mail and all this like harassment. He, tried to commit suicide.
Alive? Did they follow
he's
up with
still
him?
alive.
Oh damn!
But he tried to commit suicide. He like stopped making music because he was like all this. I was like, bro, I don't care about anybody else in this right now. I feel bad for that guy.
That's true. I
mean, he was weird, but like
scary, dude.
Yeah. But
weird.
like, who cares? Like, I mean, that's his kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's his like music choice, but I felt bad for that guy. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was a lot of things about this show that people didn't, I guess, got debunked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go finish it.
No, dude, I can't.
Because like the last episode is where all this stuff kind of unfolds. All the like mystery and everything, they kind of just solve it all.
I stopped right where you guys were talking about when the water thing came on.
Okay, so when hold on, let me tell you a story about that.
Oh, just thinking about that shit is nasty.
So I want to call them acquaintances, right? It was a friend of a friend. We're all out to dinner one time. We're just eating, and the topic of the Cecil Hotel came up. And they just moved here from I can't remember what country, but they just moved here.
This is when you were in LA.
This is when I was in LA.
Okay.
I want to say 2016ish, right?
Yeah.
So I was still living next door. So we're out to dinner with them, and they tell us like, oh yeah, when we first came here to the States, we stayed at Stay on Main, which is what they tried to rebrand the Cecil Hotel as Stay on Main. It's kind of like a rebranded. Part of it.
When did they start rebranding? Like after, like when you moved in, like that time?
I don't know, but this is before during the Elisa Lam thing. They tried to rebrand it. And
okay. That was my question.
They were staying at a place called Stay on Main, which is inside the Cecil Hotel. It's kind of confusing, but. So they ended up leaving after a couple weeks or whatever. And the thing they told me, they're like, yeah, we couldn't really stay there that long because like we would take a shower and the water just smelled funny.
Oh, get out of here.
We brush our teeth and it's just like, I don't know. There's something weird about it.
These are actual people.
These are real people. These are real people that told me this. And I was just like,
fuck.
And then they found out like...
You're making me drop my mic. Okay, go ahead.
They found out maybe like a year later or something that this woman died and was in the water tank. And
what did they complain about though? What did they say?
They were like, when you would take a shower, how like sometimes it gets in your mouth and it just smells funny. I'm over going, oh. But it was that, or when they would brush their teeth, they're like, this water just like was funky. And they didn't know why, and they didn't think twice of it. So they just, stayed their stay, and then they left.
Oh
And
my
then they found out
God.
like later that this woman died in the water, and they were showering in that water and fucking
Oh
brushing their
God.
teeth with it.
Oh,
Can you
dude.
imagine that?
How do you know these people? You're just like friends
It's
of
friends
friends.
of a friend. Yeah, it was just like.
What was their reaction? Like, did they get like, did they?
I mean,
like, go
they
back
were
to-
freaked out, but they were just kind of like whatever. It's like in the past kind of thing. But it was just
It's just like, yeah, I had remains in my mouth, but we're
yeah. I was just like, bro, like, could you like,
good.
I don't know, sue them or something? They're like, yeah, we're not going through all that trouble. Like, it's done.
Dude,
But can you
how
imagine,
long
like,
was she in the tank?
but,
Like,
like a week maybe? I don't know.
wow.
I have no idea how long she was in there, but like,
It was longer than a day though. She was.
oh yeah,
She
yeah,
was.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
She was. She was. I mean, shout out.
But just like the way they told me this story, right? Like, because I again remember, like, I barely knew about like the Cecil and all this stuff. So they're telling me this
Yeah.
story, and then they get to the part where, like, you know, in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, this woman died in the water, and then they're like, oh yeah, and then we just found out that the water like tasted funny.
Oh.
Would you make that connection? It's like,
Oh.
oh,
Oh. Fuck.
fuck, you fucking drank that dead
Did you
body water.
see? This type of things happen to you because if it was me, if you told me, Bob, you were like, yeah, this is what happened. I would not. Their conversation wouldn't change. The whole night I'd just be like, so how was it? Chunky? Was it red? Like how do you get over that? Like,
I don't know.
bro, like,
The smell, I can't imagine that smell.
bro, I remember like when I was growing up, my I think it was my dad. Like, we had a water canteen, right? You know those for soccer where it's like it's those igloo ones, and
Yep.
and so like I remember this one time he was playing softball, and I gotta remember if this was like when, but he was it him. But anyway, he was playing softball with his friends or his team, and he came back from practice or whatever, and he's drinking water, and he's like, yeah, it tastes funny, and so we opened it up, and there was a dead gecko inside. Okay. Like, just thinking about that though, right? Like, not even apples to apples or reptiles to humans. That shit freaked me out so much that since then, I always, like, anytime Crystal gives me a canteen because she doesn't want using water bottles and shit anymore, like, I literally have to, like, either wash it thoroughly, even though it's just water in there, and I'm always making sure that there's nothing inside. Like, that story just will never leave me.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Could you imagine, bro, if I found out that there was human remains in my fucking water, bro? I don't know if I could get over it, Doug. Could you?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I can get over most things in life, but I think that would be one of those. Yeah, I'm traumatized. That's never getting past me.
No way.
Dude.
No way.
Like, even when I just think about this story, like, I just can't imagine what that smell. Like, you turn on the water and it's like a weird funky smell, but like you don't know if it's like the water or is it just like the pipes or like maybe someone farted in the room. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
but
Oh, dude. So, like, God.
where do we go from here?
Shout out to your friends, man. That is like, shout out to them for even sharing the story, because like, I don't know if like that's the kind of shit where you keep to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think where I would go, as far as I would go, would just be me and Crystal at the dinner, where with you guys, and be like, yeah, we stayed at the Cecil.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
like, leave it at that.
Well,
God damn,
that's kind of how it started. It was like,
Fuck
oh yeah,
no.
we stayed at the Cecil. And I was like, at what time? What year? They're like, oh, around this time. Were you there when that woman died? They're like, yeah. I was like picking at them.
And then they came out.
And then
with
they
it.
came out. They're like, we left because the water was funny.
Wait. Did they say it like that, or did they go, yeah, the water was funny, and then you guys go, she was staying in the tank?
Yeah. I mean, they knew the story,
right?
so they knew.
Okay.
They knew that all this happened, but they just tried to nonchalantly be like,
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
the water was just smelly.
Yo, Jared. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. So wait, speaking of that, right? Like, what is the whole conspiracy behind this thing? And we don't have to go too deep into it because I really don't not too familiar with the situation. But like, the situation is the fact that she was in the water tank, and the issue is that there's no way for them to close it from the inside.
Yeah, so like the mystery behind it, why this had this kind of like cult following is that like
Yeah.
there was that video that was released on the internet and you could see her just kind of talking to somebody or being weird. And then they find her body in the water tank, and this water tank is like a big tank, so you can't go inside and close it from the inside. It's a big heavy kind of door from the top that you gotta, pull down or something.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, she was found naked too. So, it's
No, I thought her clothes was in there.
her clothes were in there, but she was found like naked.
Oh,
So her clothes were
fuck.
off. And so what the people are saying is like, oh, maybe she just went there. She was drunk. She went in there for like a dip and then drowned. But it's like, then why is her clothes off? Like if you're going in there for a swim. So that's the mystery.
Damn. That is crazy, dude. That is crazy. Oh, no, I was like just thinking about that thing, man. Just I can't imagine. We stayed I think I mentioned this to you before. We stayed in like we stayed in a haunted hotel in LA. I told you it's called the Biltmore Millennium. Belmont Millennium. Yeah, Belmont Millennium. It's kind of near the Standard. Like, how far is this in relation to the Standard? Pretty close.
What do you mean?
The Standard Hotel
How far is the Belmont?
from the Cecil.
The Standard in LA?
Yeah, the Standard in LA.
Oh, they're like pretty far.
Okay, so I'm just trying to see if the two most at least for me, the haunted hotel that we stayed in was really close. It's not, but this place was fucking scary because when we stayed there, as soon as we checked in, you had to sign a fucking document saying that you will not leave this hotel without a notice. That's how haunted this hotel was, bro.
Weird.
People were getting scary, like too scared to the point where they were leaving prior to checkout. And so you had to sign a disclosure. Imagine now, we went there for work, and so all the staff who was checking in were texting each other going, yo, did you sign this document? And it was basically like, yeah, you cannot leave without prior notice of checking out. So people would stay there, get freaked out, and leave without even saying anything. So the hotel would be like, dude, I'm stuck with all these bills or whatever. So you had to sign a deposit, all that shit. So that was the first red flag. Mind you, growing up, never watched scary movies in my life. Hate scary movies. Hate anything haunted. You say haunted, we need going the other way around. So as soon as I check in, I'm like, okay, first of all, this hotel's hella old. Like, okay. And then we sign this document. Then we get in the hotel room. We get into the elevator. I'm like, man, this is an old ass like hotel. Get to my room, and it's like old Victorian, like fucking art, like men with wigs on. And I'm like, oh, this is like, okay. Like I figured, okay, this is like LA, like, we gotta embrace the culture. And then as soon as everybody checks in, all the homies that like I knew from work and stuff, they would text me and they'd be like, yo, did you ever research about this hotel? I'm like, no. You ever familiar with the Black Dahlia?
Yeah.
Apparently,
I don't know the whole history, but I know.
I don't know the whole history. Yeah. I think there ends up with the girl being like beheaded or whatever, but apparently she stayed at this hotel, or like somebody jumped off a lot of shit happened. Bro, the way this hotel was configured, and the reason why I got confused with Cecil is because when they did the tour on the inside, it looked exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Where it was like very mazy, long hallways, old fucking doors. If I'm not wrong, it was like still a key in the door knob type of situation. And dude, there was a fucking door in the shower where you could like, you basically were showering as soon as you open the shower, which is old as fuck now. It's like a 1920s type of shower where it was like a round shower curtain. You open the door and there's like a fucking little door where it looked like you could just like peek in and like walk somewhere. Like I made it feel like somebody could just come in my shower anytime. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a creepy feeling. I hate that. Like I get that sometimes when you like shower somewhere. Like I don't know if you ever like go camping or something, do like those public showers. Like that's such an eerie feeling.
It is. And like what made it more eerie too was just like a bunch of like the old decor, like the old turning knobs, like fuck, dude. And so couldn't it was like that. It was like that. And it was so creepy, bro, that we couldn't I couldn't sleep. I kept some of the work homies on FaceTime, like trying to stay awake and like try to go to bed. Like it was like one of the craziest, creepiest fucking hotels I've ever been in. And I figured like, are all hotels in LA like this creepy? Apparently not. Dude. Well, apparently there is a good amount. I don't know.
So what about that story when you went downstairs though? Like
yeah. So anyway, going back to that, right?
Set the stage.
Set the stage. So we everybody's already talking about that. After the first night, everybody's like, "Yo, this hotel is haunted." You know, we read up on. If you go online, right, a lot of the stories behind this, I keep butchering the name of the hotel, but it is. Give me 1 second. I think it's called the Biltmore, the Belmont. Go ahead and look at it, right? Research it on your own. But
what's it called?
It's called. Sorry, I got it right here. Millennium Biltmore. So there's a lot of stories behind it because I think back in the 1930s or 20s, like, you know, the World War II vets would come there and just hang out, and there was like a lot of stories about shit that happened there. But to kind of, you know, give you guys a story. So checking in, you know, a lot of creepiness. The lobby itself, if you look at it, is very old school. And when we went there was a certain floor that you couldn't go to. And then there was a basement that you couldn't get down to. So obviously, you know, the guys that we work with, the industry that we're in, a lot of the people got curious, right? So they were like, "Oh, let's read up on it, bro." The lobby's haunted apparently, and so what they did was it was like, "Oh, there's a basement here that you used to be able to access." Instead of using the elevator, the homies used the stairs to go down, and I could be butchering this whole thing. They ventured downstairs and they start just taking photos in the dark, right? They just start taking photos here. They take photos there. They took a crap ton of photos. And so when they went and developed it, and I got to ask him again this story, because this is like, holy crap. This is like, I want to say 7 years ago. They developed it. And one of the photos, bro, that came out of it there was a face.
No,
like a dead ass face, dude. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not even joking, bro. Like a face. Like they took a. Again, now you're just walking around the basement, like just taking photos. Like you couldn't see shit from my understanding. Photos. Oh, and when they develop it, bro, a face like that. No, I remember the face because I literally was like, "You're joking." I go, dude. I told this was either Jeff or Elliot, I don't know who it was, but I was like, "You're joking. This is not real. And they're like, "No, I took this photo. Like, this is legit." And I'm like, "Okay." So first of all, my conscious self was like, "Nah, it's probably a homeless person." I'm like, "Okay, there's no way though," because just like when you look at, there's no way that's human. You know what I mean? Or it could be. I could be fucked up, but like the fact that there's somebody down there is freaking scary too. I never slept. That was one of the worst weeks of work I've ever fucking worked. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't go to bed. I had to wait for Crystal because that was the time when Chris would come with me on these work trips, but she only could come on Fridays because, you know, and we're there since from Monday onward. So the 4 days, bro, couldn't stay awake. And I was like seriously considering like staying at an Airbnb, like paying fucking expensive ass LA prices just to do that. But bro, never again. Like the Black Dahlia was one of the things that came out of that story. But just in general, man, like LA has its like really like, I don't know. I guess you could consider it like one of those cities where it's you know, it's La La Town, but like it does have like historical creepy shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I liked about our old apartment because like, so in that documentary on Netflix, you'll see in the beginning they talk about the Pacific Electric Railroad Station. So that's where I live. That's the next door to the Cecil. Okay. It's like it was built in like 1914 or something like that.
Was your condo? I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, diss your taste, but was your condo kind of like ratchet or was it like pretty standard? Like was it bougie, hipster?
It was definitely like it's an artist loft. So it had like, you know, 20-foot ceilings. It was like 2 stories.
Expensive, bro.
Fucking expensive.
Really?
Yeah. It was expensive. But damn, it was one of those things for me that was like always like a bucket list thing. Like as an artist, I always wanted a place like that. So
Okay.
I was like, whatever it costs, I'll just do it. So I can say
Okay.
I did it.
And how long did you live there?
Maybe like 3-4 years.
Damn. Okay.
So that's where I was living before I came to the UFC.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, all those places have like so much historic value, and it's just really kind of interesting. Like the place that we lived, we would go downstairs, and there was a like speakeasy, and it was one of the speakeasies from like the 1900s where they kept it intact. And so it was literally used during that time as a speakeasy. And it's in like the back of a restaurant. And, you know, all those places down there have that historic.
So they had to have like fucking scary ass moments where people like waitresses would be like, yeah, I was closing out my the store, and I saw somebody just walk by, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Was it like that in your condo too though? Like was it kind of creepy too or no?
No, because at that point I think we were like already like remodeled and everything. So to me it was just like a cool like apartment building with like unique like vibes. Like it had like a really cool like not cookie cutter kind of feel to it.
Shit. So if we were to go back today to the Cecil or to your old condo, is it so it's completely different now, or is it pretty much the same? Like your condo area is
No, it's still the same. I mean,
really?
you can go on my Instagram. I have like a reel of it when I was moving away because I was like sad. But you can see like where I lived.
Damn, dude.
But you would see some shit because like honestly, my window looked out into Skid Row. And sometimes you would see some shit. Like I saw these guys fighting one time in the middle of the street. And like one of them was hitting the other guy with like a cane. And like this bus comes up and like starts honking at them to like stop fighting. And then like drives around. And then he hits the bus with the cane. And I'm like, shit.
Did you ever get acquainted with any of the Skid Row like regulars?
So there was this one guy. I don't know his name.
You gotta know his name. We gotta give him a shout out, man.
I don't know his name. Never but he would be out there when I'd go to like get coffee in the morning, and he would call me Rick Ross.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah, because I had like a beard and everything. It's like,
yeah.
It was kind of funny, dude. And he was just like, yo, what up, Rick Ross? Rick Ross the boss. Rick Ross the boss. Rick Ross the boss. He would just keep saying that over and over. And I'm like, what's up, man? How's it going? And that was kind of.
But he was a Skid Row.
Wow. Yeah, but he was like, I don't know. I thought he was pretty funny.
Damn, dude. So you were in the gritty of LA.
Yeah,
that's crazy, dude.
But I mean, like I said, we lived on the edge of it. So if you go one way, you're paying $12 for a coffee and you're sitting outside and you're writing your screenplay. If you go the other way, you're injecting crack into,
damn, dude,
tubes and shit.
Are you seeing it being like, do you ever think that area gets gentrified or no?
It is. I mean, that's kind of how I got there, to be honest. Like it was gentrified. I mean, that whole area is like, now all those places are like $3,000 a month and all that because, they kept all that historic value. So all those apartments over there, they all look really nice. They're really cool. But, and that's what kind of forced everybody into those 2 or 3 streets where Skid Row happened.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is like, and I think now with like the pandemic and everything, I haven't been there since I moved, but I think it's like, kind of messed up because like everybody is everywhere now. Like they've spread out, all the homeless. So before they were kind of just like put in this one area and kind of all just, it was like what happened there stays there. People don't want to know about it. Yeah. And with the pandemic, like they stopped enforcing it. So I think everybody, like it's just tents everywhere now. Which is really sad. Dude.
Like what do you mean? Like everywhere, like in LA or just in that area? Like, what do you call that area of the Cecil? Is that like still downtown LA?
So they technically it's called the historic core, which is it's like all the old bank buildings. The New York Times is down there. It's just like a bunch of old businesses that have been there for like decades.
Damn. Is there any lit like clubs around that area?
Oh, absolutely.
Dang.
Absolutely. And like what I love too about my spot is like my spot was where the 2 a.m. like taco truck would just park. So anytime I'm coming home from any of those places, I stop by and get my quesadilla.
Damn, it's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good way to close that out, dude. Tacos.
Quesadillas.
So, before we go, Bobby, do you want to tell people where they can where you're gonna put this link up for your Netflix must watch catalog? And this is 2020, right? Is there any old shows on this bitch or no?
There's old shows. It goes back to, I want to say, let's see, what are some of the older ones? I would say about 5 years ago is probably the oldest. Like it's got like Glow, Florida Project, Making a Murderer, Tiger King.
Bro, you have to add Mindhunter.
Mindhunter's on here.
Whoo!
Yeah. What else you got?
Show.
I want to test that. What else you got? Let's see if it's on here.
Mindhunter. I gotta dig into the archives because I'm not it takes like this pandemic has turned your boy into a gamer. So I game more than if there's time for me to just do anything, it's gonna be gaming. Crystal is like a hardcore Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max type of gal. She's in all of them. So like I just watch a lot of the shows as she's like watching it. There's right now we just finished Firefly Lane with Katherine Heigl. Bro, that's a pretty good one.
I can't stand her, so we haven't watched it.
What? No, it's actually it's very well written. It's confusing as fuck in the beginning, and it gets really good in the middle. One of the shows that I really wish they didn't cancel, Friends from College.
Yeah,
one of the best shows. I don't understand why they ended it. It was really, really good. That's a must watch if you really like comedy, and it's with Colby Smulders from How I Met Your Mother and Fred Savage. It's really good. No, and I just watch a lot of documentaries, bro. Like I've been watching a lot of the hip hop ones. FX just came up with a hip hop one. Snowfall on FX is major. That's a hardcore documentary. Hardcore show. If you are not if you're not like the Ray Donovan type, fucking Breaking Bad type, you wouldn't like that show because it's super raw. But that's why I like it, and it's very like mixed with Sons of Anarchy type of vibe, So, but that's about it, man. Like I just whatever's trending, I'll hop on. But this one in particular, Cecil Hotel, was something that hit your boy deep in the MySpace E-bombs time. So I was
when that trailer dropped, I was like, I said that they were gonna do it. I knew they were gonna make a documentary about this. I was just like waiting. It was pretty,
dude. So,
cool.
You want to cue the music?
Yeah. Let's get this going.
So again, y'all.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
Yes. If you want to, chime in, if you want to message us, you want to get any more additives to the show, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at @JustCatchUpShow, or comment below on our YouTube channel at Just Catch Up Show on YouTube as well. But if not, we will catch you guys on the next episode. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Peace.